G'day guys, and welcome to another beautiful sunny day up here in the Mallee, and this episode of Simply Fit featuring my review on this bench made by an Australian company called Aussie Fitness Equipment. So a little bit about this bench. My mate bought this bench back in March 2020 when COVID first hit. Obviously we all know there was a real shortage of equipment. He went out and bought a nice rack from Iron Edge, which I've got that also. He couldn't find a bench, so this was the only bench he could find at the time to purchase, so he bought it. So I bought all of his equipment off him when he moved back down to Melbourne, and this came with the purchase of the stuff that I got. So I've had it. I haven't used it much because we are training outside in the outdoor area of the gym, which you've seen in earlier videos. So I've got it stored in our storage area, ready for the gym when it opens inside. So it still looks like brand new. It's had a couple of uses, that's all. We'll go into the specs straight away. But if you're new to the channel, guys, this channel is all about home gym training, equipment, reviews, supplements, nutrition, anything to do with training. It's my lifestyle, I love it, and I want to share it through the channel with you guys, and I appreciate all the support I've been getting so far. So keep subscribing, keep telling people about this channel. I really want to grow it. I've got some good things in the works with some Australian companies, hopefully going to send me out some equipment to review and compare. That's going to be super exciting, so I'll keep you updated on that. But this bench, so it's made by Aussie Fitness Equipment. It's an FID bench, which that means it's flat, it can go incline, and it can go full decline. Fantastic. The specs online say it's 4mm steel. It's rated to 350 kilograms for the user capacity. It's got 7 positions for the backing here, and 2 positions for the seat. And its stats are 117 centimeters in length, 52 centimeters wide, and 40 centimeters tall. The actual fact of this bench is it's got 8 positions for the back, it's got 3 for the seat. The dimensions are as is stated. I'm assuming the user capacity is as is stated because it is extremely solid, but the steel is 3mm steel, not 4mm steel. And that's the thing that I've got an issue with, because I don't know why they'd say 4mm. It might be an error in the internet website, but a millimetre is a fair bit. It's 25% less than what they're saying. So when you're buying equipment, you know, a lot of us buy home gym equipment, and like we say, you buy once, you cry once. You buy quality and it will last. Not to say this isn't a quality bench, but it should say 3mm instead of 4 on the website. Going over the bench though, from top to bottom, the covering of this bench is stated online that it's a premium upholstery. I wouldn't call this a premium upholstery. This is vinyl, and it's very soft. You can see the padding under it is extremely soft, and it feels like it may be 10mm board under it, which is your backboard, but it's very soft. And the way it's affixed to the bench is just by staples at the back here. So that's not premium in my opinion, that's just standard for a bench. The seat padding is the same softness, it's got the same staples underneath it. So yeah, that's one thing. I don't think it's premium. It's comfortable. In my opinion, it's a little soft though. So when you do go to sit on it, you can see you sink down into it quite a bit. Now speaking of that, when you're sitting on it, if I adjust this, it's got a bit of movement to it. So I'm not moving my body that hard, but I've noticed that when you get some dumbbells, so say I get these 55 kilo dumbbells and I sit on it, that's cool. I'm nice and supported. I can do all my exercises, get a super big pump. But when I go to put them down and pick them up, you can see the bottom here of the bench it's rocking. So I don't like it. It's not that stable in between exercises. But when you're actually in the bench, underweight, it's fine. So that's not a massive downside. I can see why it wobbles, is because his front foot is very narrow, which allows you when you're bench pressing to get your feet close to the middle of the bench, which gives you better purchase when you're benching. So yeah, I can see that's the reason. It's got a nice handle here so you can move it easy. It's got good roller wheels. It's not that heavy, this bench, but it's solid. It's definitely a solid bench. The welds are really good on it. Moving into some downsides. So the paint job on this, I would say, is just regular spray paint. It's not 2-pack. It's got runs through it and it's easy to rub off. So as an example, I got some Mylar tape, which is just like a thick sticky tape, and I put it on these adjustments, so when this arm hits, it's not metal to metal. And I also put some tape around the bottom of the arm. I just like looking after my equipment, and I wanted to get that straight away sorted out. I put the tape on. The tape actually doesn't wear that well. It started to come off in the heat, you know, and the different temperatures up here. So I peeled it off and it left that residue. So when I went to wipe the residue off, it took a lot of the paint off too. So that makes me think that it's just a spray paint over this. It is a nice paint job, but as I said, I've hardly used this bench and it's getting scratches on it. It's getting marked where the adjustment goes up and down here for the backrest. And yeah, the things like the end caps here are really easy to pull on and off. They just come off if you touch it with your foot. They're off. You can see how loose that is. So I need to glue them down. Moving on to the biggest downside I feel with this bench is the price. So we all know that companies price gouge, and they still do with the COVID pandemic and the equipment not being available and whatnot. But this bench still, it's out of stock on their website, which I would say is because they just built a ton of them, sold them, they're not building them anymore. But they retail this for $549 Australian, saving $150. So their regular retail price is $699, and that's so much for the quality of bench. That's way too expensive. I wouldn't recommend buying this bench for that price. $699 Australian for a pretty basic bench. Although it's super solid, the welds are good, it's put together nice, it's sleek, it looks good. It's not a $700 quality bench. In comparison, down the track when I do my review of my gym inside, once I get it set up, I'm getting the equipment called Fitec, and their incline-decline bench is $650, and it is way better quality. It's 65 kilos empty. It's a super solid, tough, hardcore bench with premium upholstery, what I would call premium. It's got white stitching. It's just beautiful. But that's the same price as this bench. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this for the price, although I understand at the time this is what was available, but companies ramp the prices up to the guys that try to buy the equipment for themselves. They get screwed, to be honest. So not a fan of the price. I am a fan of the bench. The welds are very nice. You'll see I'll put some cutaways through. The welds are really good on this bench, but for the price, not good value. It's super solid. It does its job. It's a bench. You'll see I've got a comparison with my Bodycraft bench that I've used every day, and they're very similar angles, dimensions and whatnot, but I think that bench was about $350 and it's a lot better quality, a lot easier to adjust. This seat here adjusts via a split pin. You pull the split pin out and then you pull this stainless steel pin out and it slides up and down. It's a bit fiddly. So if you've got clients like myself, to get it adjusted isn't that quick a movement. You can see here, that's adjusted there back to how it was, but it's not as easy as the backing plate up and down. But overall, guys, I like the bench. I just don't love it. I think there's better benches for the value out there, and I think if it's your only resort, like it was my mate's only resort, it's great. It'll get you through, but don't spend $600 for this, or $549 or whatever they're advertising it for now. Do your research, go out and get something else. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the review. I want to be as honest as I can in my reviews, and this is obviously an honest review. And I want any feedback you have. If you've got any questions about the bench or anything else that I'm doing with the channel, let me know. I love the feedback. I love the conversations with the community. I want like-minded people to join, to subscribe, to show your friends, to like the videos, and dislike it, I don't care. Whatever you want to do, I just want the feedback and to grow the channel and get some ideas. If you want any ideas or you have any thoughts that you want me to review, let me know. I've got a few exciting things happening down in the future with some Australian companies trying to get some equipment into review and compare. We'll see how that pans out, but I've got that in the pipeline. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the review, and until next time, keep flexing.